What's up, Ozzy here, back with another video. So today I'll be judging the winner of the $100 header contest. Thanks again to everyone who participated in the contest. So what the winner of the contest will be getting, of course, is $100, but we'll also be getting a role in my Discord server named Contest Winners, because I plan on doing even more contests in the future. So if you would like a chance to be in my future contest, make sure to join my Discord down in the link below. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is I basically created a tier list. And just so y'all know before I get started, just because you rank lower than another designer in a tier doesn't mean you're a bad designer whatsoever. There's always room for improvement and growth. So just to get that out there, I basically did it this way so that I can get 4 designs to go to the final. So that way I can judge it with 4 other designers. And yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go from the lowest design to the top design. So let's go ahead and get started with D tier. I did end up talking with the other judges as well to see if they agreed with me where I placed everything on the tier list. And so far they said they felt like everything was good as to where I placed everything. And so yeah, so these are the first designs that we have for the D tier list. Again, these aren't horrible designs, just feel like y'all need to learn where y'all should place everything. Maybe you could have just done something different, got a different render and went about it a different way. This one, I have seen some of your work and I feel like you could have done a lot better than this, but this is what you ended up giving me, so I'm gonna go off what you gave me. I do feel like you could have done differently with the oil paint and maybe just went about this design a lot differently. This design, again, I just feel like y'all need to work on where y'all place everything. Maybe don't do this in 15,000 by 1,000 and do it in 3,000 by 1,000 as well. That's a better workspace to work in. This design, again, I can tell y'all are learning. It's not bad, just feel like y'all are just in the process of learning how to design and y'all are improving over time. So again, same thing, just could have went about it differently. So yeah, those are the designs I ended up placing into the D tier list. Let's go ahead and move on to the C tier. So for the C tier, I ended up placing these designs in here. Not bad designs, you can just tell y'all are improving over time. There wouldn't be, can't really say too much that I would change about it, just because I would have went about everything a lot differently. But I will say is, just from looking at some of your other designs, that I think you're improving, and with your glows, and yeah, it's not bad. Just feel like y'all need a little bit more experience when it comes to making these things, and the best way to do that is to constantly make designs, look up tutorials, or just learn from other people. And I do have a lot of tutorials on my YouTube that teach you the best way to go about designing and just the fastest way you can learn about it, just the different styles and stuff like that. But again, not bad designs. Let's go ahead and move on to the B tier. All right, so these are the designs I ended up putting into the B tier list. So first up, we have this Mario and Luigi design. I do actually like how you went about this design. I think maybe it would have looked a little bit better with some like depth to it, but other than that, really clean design. Yeah, and it's very unique too. I have seen a couple of these designs in a different type of style, but I like how you went about everything. So yeah. So next up, we have this Chainsaw Man design. It's a really clean design. Don't think it belonged really in A tier, but I think the one thing that I would have changed is maybe you could have done the layout differently. But other than that, nice job. It's a really clean design. Again, just would have went about it a lot differently. Really clean though. I like what you were going for, but I think maybe it would have looked better in a different type of way. So this design, not bad. Just think there's some things that could have been improved, like the layout of the renders. And I think maybe you might have went with too many renders just to fill up those certain spaces in the design. But other than that, maybe if you would have had the render of the character off to the left more and not had so many of these like blurred shapes and brushes, I think you could have looked a lot better if you would have went about it a lot differently. But yeah, nice job. And so the next design we have is from Off. Off, I do know that you drew, like you said, you drew 70% of it, but I do like the idea you were going for. But yeah, it just definitely wasn't an A tier design. Nice job though. And for the next design, we have a bleach header. Not a bad design. I can tell you're improving. I actually do kind of like this design, but yeah, just needs improvement. Just keep on making more designs, and over time, I can tell you'll improve. And we have another Chainsaw Man header. Not a bad design. Just don't think it belonged really too much in A tier. But yeah, just keep on making new designs, and over time, I'm sure you'll improve. All right, so next up, we're gonna go into A tier. All right, so these are the designs I ended up choosing for the A tier. One of these designs actually did end up making it to the final, but we as judges ended up changing it just because we felt like the design was a little bit better than the other. But yeah, so first we have this Demon Slayer header. I do actually like a lot of these headers, but the reason I ended up putting a lot of them in A tier, like for instance this one and this one and this one, is just because I felt like they weren't really too different. They are clean though, and I do really like how y'all made the designs. It just, they didn't really stand out to me as much like they deserve to be in the final designs. But other than that, really clean designs. I really like this one. Came out really clean. I like how you did the text too, like that. This little blue right here is really clean. This one came out really clean. I love how you use your textures. Adored. I really like this design, but I did end up asking some of the judges, and they just felt like some of the shapes were just placed everywhere, and they just thought it didn't make sense to go into the finals. But other than that, really clean design. They kind of just felt like maybe you could have put like some clouds here. That's what we were all talking about. We just thought maybe the shapes were kind of a bit at random. Maybe something could have been added here a bit more. But other than that, oh, also I do know you ended up changing the colors as well, but it's the same thing, you know. Aiko, I did really like this design, but I just felt like it was too cluttered a bit. Like, it's not bad. I really like the style you were going for. I think maybe you could have went about it a different way by adding these little wires right here, like dropping them down so they're straight in the middle, and then maybe you could have went with the atmospheric, like the dark atmosphere you were going for, a little bit better. But other than that, it's a really clean design, dude. I've seen a lot of your work, and I do like a lot of your designs. So if y'all actually haven't seen a lot of Aiko's designs, they're actually really clean. So if y'all want something from him, go ahead and check him out. He's a really good designer. Just think you could have done a lot better, bro. This one as well, really clean. Don't like the layout too much. It's not bad. Just, I feel like a lot of these designs can definitely have a better layout, but it's really clean. Nice job. Let's see here. This one came out really clean as well. I think the only thing that does bug me about this design is I feel like a lot of these sharp edges just look a little off to me. It's not bad. Some of the things do look a bit low quality compared to others, but other than that, really clean design. This one, I like this design as well. I just don't really like this burnt kind of colors you were going for. Not bad. I think just for this anime, I feel like some reds, like some brighter and vibrant colors would have looked really nice. Some reds and blacks. But yeah, really clean design. This one as well came out really nice. I'm not gonna go too much in detail on this one, just because y'all will see at the end of the video why. We already kind of talked about it. Came out really clean, bro. Like it a lot. Sarah, really clean design, bro. I think maybe what I would change is just the depth a bit. It's not bad. I think what really, because you were telling me you were having a little bit of trouble with figuring out how to put the text. You made a lot of really clean designs, dude. Just I think maybe this one you could have done it a lot differently, but I do know you were kind of low on time just because you were busy with some stuff. But other than that, came out clean. Maybe move the renders around. It would have and added some other things to add for the depth of it. But other than that, nice job, bro. This one as well. I love the brush cloud type of look you were going for. Uh, the one reason I felt like this one also didn't belong really in the finals was because I didn't like too much of how the stars didn't match up with the rest of the design, like as well as the moon. But other than that, maybe you could have, and it also looks kind of flat too. I think maybe if you would have made it look a little bit more 3D, it would have looked really well, like mess with the depth a bit more. But other than that, nice job, dude. It came out really clean. And I already kind of talked about these. They're all kind of similar. That's, as I said before, it just one of the reasons I didn't push them to the end. But yeah, other than that, thank you to everyone who participated in the header contest. And if you didn't make it to the finals, don't be too discouraged. I will be doing a lot more contests in the near future. So just join my Discord and keep a lookout for that. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the final designs. All right. Fuck. don't make me feel weird.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
No,
here we go.
it'll be good. It's gonna be good. All right. So the judges that will be judging your designs on me today are Cairo, Sylv, and Nightwish.
Yo.
So what we're gonna be doing is scoring your designs 1 through 10. Then after that, I'll have my girlfriend be the final judge by having her sending her score in, so that way it'll be unbiased. So for the first design we have is from Dyluxe. All right. So what do y'all guys think about this one?
Let's see. I've seen this design before. Already seen this header before.
Yeah, I really liked how like he ended up. It's very different. He went with like this cartoon look, but I thought it's unique in a way, and that's why I saw him making it, and I was enjoying watching him make this one.
Yeah, this is really cool concept wise. I actually fuck with that pretty heavy.
I'm gonna say a couple things. So, because I like to look at small details, and there's actually a lot of small details that I see that I didn't notice before. One being the detail on that eye and the designs at the bottom is actually pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. The shading, it actually makes sense. I think that's actually low-key. That's low-key hard, I'm not gonna lie. Then he's got like the Luffy hat at the bottom under the text. I think that's tough. I don't know. Like this is the only thing that slightly bothers me was the kind of pillar that he has, the gray pillar on the right that I saw, and that was like the one thing that kind of.
I think it's cloud. I think it's cloud.
No. The
You're talking about center right with the one with the
on the right that has
okay.
the One Piece symbol.
Yeah. So I think he just implemented that for the render, because I saw him cutting that out and like re-adding shapes to it.
Right. I mean, he shaded it well. I just think it kind of like almost patched the design a little bit, because it's like the only thing in the header that's pretty much like that color. Kind of throws off everything that's even further to the right of that, like all the buildings and whatnot. So the buildings are actually pretty cool. So,
I see what you're saying. I don't know if I think he was trying to go for like this kind of dome look.
Yeah, I do like how, like what he did with the left side, and how he's got Luffy standing there, you know what I'm saying? It's like the shadow and everything. I think that's really nice.
I think one thing that did bug me though is, so whenever he added like the darker green, I get that that's supposed to like push it, and he added the shadow on Luffy to like, of course, like add the depth of it. But I think he could have added more like shadow to like the bottom to push it out from the other shape more though.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because then it would have like pushed it out a little more. But now it kind of looks like, I get it's a darker green, but it almost still looks like it's connected to it a bit, because there's no shadow. Like even just a hint of shadow would have separated that a lot more.
Right. I see the idea. The idea is definitely there. But I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely different from what I normally see. So that's why I low-key enjoy the header, to be honest.
Yeah, because it literally puts, I like headers that actually like put me in a space of where I look at multiple different things, and every different like scene, I'm looking
Mhm.
at, it like brings me somewhere. So that's why I like this one a lot, and I chose it out of all of them.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I
And that's
mean, do you
why I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. No, stop.
but does anyone else want to say anything? Maybe Cairo, you have any like thing, or we already like answer everything?
Tyon, I love you, Habibi.
I think more time you guys did say everything I wanted to say anyways.
Mhm.
I feel like because I mainly work on text a lot more, like with my style. So like when I look, it's like more time I'm looking at the text itself. It doesn't feel flat, but the back end of it feels flat. Like there's no form of like the text is overall, like the banners overall. There's no like form of like pop to it. It's more or less, it just feels a lot more like collaged and just smacked in.
Yeah, I think it's
Also, what is kind of annoying me now is within the text of stars itself, like they're too close together. It would have just looked better if it was just single itself.
I see
Like
that.
it's a great idea, and it's like it's decent execution, but
Mhm.
it's just
It's very unique
seems a
though.
bit
That's one
rushed.
thing.
Yeah, it's very unique.
I
It just
think
seems a
on
bit rushed.
this
I
is
feel like
my
there are these small things that could have been tweaked.
yeah. That's like my whole problem with a lot of things. I feel like a lot of times when people skip over like manipulation or like doing realistic designs, they skip like shadows. I noticed that people don't really like in the anime, like making headers, they don't really do shadows as much. Like in like even these like okay, so the Luffy on the top right with the gun shooting, if he would have just added shadows on like the back end and added like highlights to the character, that something simple as that will literally push that character into the scene more. And I don't see people do that too often, and that's another thing that kind of bugs me whenever people add their shadows nowadays. They don't really do that. Like even so for like even the character with the lighting going on it, that one I think that one already had the cutout for the lighting though, because it kind of looks like it.
Right.
But yeah, just simple things like that would have pushed it a lot more. I think it just maybe just the shadows and stuff. That's pretty much
I mean,
it.
also like my eye is kind of just all over the place. There really isn't like.
That's kind of One Piece for you though. It's kind of like One Piece for you.
Yeah, but
Very much on
we're talking
brand.
about the design itself, and you know.
Yeah, it looks good
But
though.
it's a very fun banner though. Like it does look very enjoyable, to be fair.
All right, guys. So what we're gonna do next is basically just put our numbers in 1 through 10, and whatever y'all get from that, we'll go on from the next header.
Wait, no, we're typing this out or are we saying it?
Yeah, no, just type it in, and then what we're gonna do is just on the count of 3, we're gonna send them. Let me see. Y'all can look at it a bit though first before y'all make y'all's final decision.
Let me see.
Or you already sent it. I told you wait. Man, don't get 1, 2, 3.
No, it's just like I don't like it as much, but it's very unique. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why I give it high.
I think I'll agree with you on this one, Knight. I got it. I got that one. All right, so we got in total that'll be 16. Who's quicker with math?
16. It's 16, 13, so that's like what, 29.
29.
All right, we got
Yeah.
29. Let me just type that in.
Look at me. I didn't fail math, mom. Look.
All right, so the next header, let me get the thing up. So the next header we have is from Melly. It's this Kaijo number 8 header.
Oh, here we go.
Ah,
Oh, here we go. Melly,
Why,
you my dog. But I gotta cook you for
Okay.
this.
No,
okay.
you don't gotta do it like that.
Okay. As a designer who's worked with him on a
Mhm.
banner before, like a dude, like I don't think this is his best. I really don't.
It's
I think
not.
I think it is
It's
clean
not.
though. I do like it,
It's
though.
clean.
This was
It's
for
clean.
you.
The only thing, okay, the only reason I say it's creative, right? Like what I agree with him, is because it's actually very hard to find. Like it's not hard to find
Alright.
renders of it, but this render, there's hardly any renders for this anime. There's
Wait,
like
wait.
some scenes you can.
It's anime though.
Wait,
Like, for
I
me,
kind
that's all.
of want to hear what you're gonna say.
So
Who,
like,
me?
Yeah,
Me?
I want to hear what you're gonna say on this.
Okay,
Okay.
so word, right? So, okay, let me get started. I feel like, hold on. Let me lock in. Let me lock in. Because I remember I was seeing like whips and stuff like that for this header. And the biggest thing I had was like there was this stuff everywhere.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Everywhere. And now it's not nearly as cluttered. However, I feel like some places shouldn't have been nearly as filled. Especially given the style he was going for.
I
And
think
then another
but-
thing I have is like it's his text. It's not the worst. However, it can be improved upon.
Mhm. So like what I was gonna say like about it is I think he was like of course like adding like the rocks in the foreground to give it like the fighting, because I don't know if y'all have ever watched kaiju, but a lot of the scenes have this type of feel like where they're fighting in the rocky like landscape. So I think he was trying to like in a way push it to where there's battle scenes going on. And then I think the only thing that I said that really like bugged me was again like it goes back to what I said, like the highlights and shadows. Like the top part is a little bit blurry if you look at the kaiju, and I think he could have added some more highlights that would have added to that green glow. If y'all see what I mean, just a little more glow up the top would have made it look a little better. And it is a little blurry. I don't know why, kind of. I don't know if y'all see that, but it's kind of blurry a little bit.
This was like on the bottom right. There's like a stock. I think there's a stock there. Like it's just cut out. Like
it's a cutout of a rocks.
Me.
Yeah, so like I've seen like a lot of the
on top of the yellow JP.
Like the
right.
Yeah, like that
so
pillar.
Next to the lightning. No. Yeah, so on top of the pillar there's like the yellow JP, right, with the lightning. But like if you look, there's like that one line that shades that basically that changes the shape within, and that's like that could have just been the stock itself. Or it could have been the rectangle, but I just don't like that as well.
Yeah, the thing is, like, that's what I was like going back to saying. This is one of those animes where there's stock images, but there's not a crazy amount. It's all like comics. You know what I mean? There's a lot of just comic renders, or you can find a couple really good ones. But nah, for what he did, I still think it came out like really clean. I do like the colors though. I think.
But I also feel like.
But I don't know his other work, like y'all said. Yeah, like I don't know his other work, like y'all said. Y'all said he could possibly do better, so that's probably why it's telling y'all score a bit for whatever y'all like choose for it.
Yeah, it's like I've definitely seen better Melly headers outside of this one.
Like bro, it feels like he's worked on the left side a lot more than the right side. He was like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna half-ass it.
Yeah, I am. So I think this, other than all the other versions that I did see this header, I do think this is the best one. But the only thing, kind of like Knight said, I do think the text can be definitely improved upon. Especially because I've seen the artwork for this anime. And there's definitely a lot more that he could have done that kind of like implemented more of that in here. But another thing is, this is a hard theme because there aren't a lot of renders for this, which is true. But I do think there's still more that, you know, he could do with it. And kind of like Kira said, it does look like kind of half-assed the right side a little bit.
Like he couldn't figure out what to put there, so he just put like a because there's already 3 of the same character like going in a row.
Yeah, he kind of threw the render back there, and you know,
I think a scope would have been cool. I ain't gonna lie, a scope site would have been cool.
Yeah, a scope would have been hard. You know, there's definitely some other things that he could have put in it, and it also comes from like if you really know the anime, that makes it a lot easier to make a header with. So I mean, to me, it looks like he didn't really watch the anime because I could tell that he just didn't really add that much from the actual show itself, other than like the terrain and then like the characters and everything. But
shadows, that's even the shadows kind of bug me a bit too. Like I think, dude, I just wish people would like put more shadows in it. It's like always my pet peeve with things. Like no one ever puts shadows in this shit.
I feel like the text itself, the text composition
very plain.
itself is kind of off. It's not the fact that it's pointy. It just feels
like
it doesn't follow. The text itself doesn't really follow like.
You know what he probably could have done? He probably, I don't know. Well, I think you got to keep it noticeable even from because like whenever I try to make stuff, I try to see if the text is readable like from afar and like up close. So I think I don't know if maybe he could have added something in the middle that would have kind of blended. You know, talking about whenever you clipping mask it, it kind of would have
Right,
followed
right.
along with the theme. But I think I know what he was thinking. Like he was thinking, okay, well, I want the text to be noticeable from afar and up close. And I think it just ended up coming out too simple, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes simple is good, but I think he kind of just went a little too simple. Like it was just like a bevel and then just like yellow, and then the inside glow or the inside shadow looks like it just multiplied with like a red or something. Other than that, I think maybe if he added like a texture, but I think the yellow, he was trying to go with the rest of the text though.
Right. Yeah, I see that. I've definitely seen a lot of Melly headers, and I don't know if this is up there with one of the ones that were his best. The one thing I will say that I do enjoy is the mix of color. I do like seeing red, yellow, and blue. That's a little different. I don't know if you've seen that too much.
That's what caught my eye too. I feel like out of all the headers that I got for the entries, I think that's why I think it was up there. It's just it is kind of unique, and I think it's kind of cool how I haven't seen anyone make it actually
There is green in those though.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like I haven't really seen anyone perfect it in some way. He didn't perfect it fully, but this is probably the best one that I've seen so far. I think the other best one that I've seen is from what is it, Kimmy or something like that. That like she did. I think I don't know if it's a he or she. You know him, Cairo. That Kim, the one I showed you, the Kaiju number 8 one, like that. Yeah, Cammy. So that person, he or she did like a comic book kind of look, and it ended up coming out really nice. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so and it had it for me, that one looked like everything flowed well together. So they had, I forgot the character's name, but the main character's friend was on the right side with the scope. So similar to how Melly did his, but everything flowed well. He put a map and everything. So I think this is probably like maybe one of the second best headers that I've seen from this anime. So that's why like I wanted to add it in S tier. I put like tier list, but I'm just kind of getting off of like everything that I looked at. It's not based off
I know
level. Yeah. So we can go ahead and do our score now if y'all want to do that.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I'll go with. Yeah, I think I got that. I'll go with you.
It's because that text is killing me.
It's always the text that kills you,
Oh, no,
dude.
it's
Because,
like,
okay, so like if he did like some like layering stuff like behind the text, I feel like it would have looked maybe a little bit better. But even then, like that text is like so boring. It just doesn't work.
Huh? Why'd you say wait?
There you go.
Are you changing your score? He's like, no, let me fix this real quick. Let me back.
Because like it's not the greatest, but it's better than another one. But it's not the greatest.
Okay, I got you. I know. I just 6.5. All right, so it just came out to 26.5. Man, it said 6.5. He just took off his.
Should we be nice and give him 27?
It'll be all right. It's a good design. All right, so for the next header we have is from Mentos. All right, so what do y'all think about this one?
Okay.
So before you say it, I had a talk with Cairo about this. So so what I could do is
You want to point it out?
Yeah, so yeah, hold on one second. I was gonna say I had to talk about Cairo with this, and before everything, and there was 4 headers that I could have choose from, and there was a reason we came to this one over the other ones, because we think this one is the most visually appealing, but at the same time it's different in its own way. And I can show y'all the headers here in a second if y'all think like they're wrong and maybe we come to a different conclusion. But yeah, go ahead, Cairo. Go ahead and just say what you want to say.
I mean, compared to the others, like you had your opinions, right? And I ended up agreeing. But like as a person who did like was in the Anicom and all that shit, like I've seen this kind of style like a few times, which is cool. It's cool and all, but there are a few things bugging me here. Like for example, the Kaneki render in the middle. Whoever it is in the middle, that's kind of bugging me. And then also like the text on the side, just really small Japanese text in like just plain black italic. That's also kind of bugging me. More so. To be fair, now looking back at it, on the text there is an I to like right next to it, or next to the RE, which could have been like done better. Instead of white, it should have been a different color. And then there isn't really much depth. Although like I get it, it's a watercolor style and whatnot.
Yeah, you don't really need too much.
You don't need much depth, but I feel like more colors should have been, I guess, like put in. It should be like a different contrast. More. I mean, that's for now.
I think, okay, so if y'all want to go off that one, or I can send these in and I can almost send these headers and I'm gonna show y'all, like we can just, I guess you can describe. So these were the 4 that I was kind of having trouble with. So I'll send them in real quick, and let me actually send in what this other guy did so you can actually see. Because I don't think Silv, I don't think you've seen the speed art for this. It's just like a small little.
It's like at first I wanted to be W1. And then you pointed out the stars, and then you pointed out it might be a clip and mask and whatnot.
Yeah, so the reason I like the cloud one a lot, but I think of course you can see he just clipping masked it, and then he just added like his brush, and it came out really nice. But if y'all look at the stars, it's not the same type of feel. It's completely different from the rest of the design, and that throws me off a lot, including like the moon. So that's why we came to the conclusion that one was it in the top. It's a really nice design though. I love how it came out. I think it just could have been perfected differently, as well as it doesn't look like it's actually in its own atmosphere. It looks like it's flat,
placed on there.
So for a doors header, the pink one, Cairo kind of gave me that idea too, that I liked it a lot because I'm more of a vibrance type of, I love like vibrance in my designs. But he did say that I'm not like the best or craziest when it comes to shapes. Like that's just me. Like I started off with manipulation first. So he did point out for me that the shapes look like they're kind of everywhere, and it kind of just looks like everything was just placed to kind of, I watched him make it. He made it pretty quickly in like an hour and a half. So I don't think he did bad. I think if he would have sat on it, maybe it would have came out better. But I still enjoy looking at it. It gives me a good feeling. Like it's excited to look at. But I don't know how. I'll let y'all talk real quick because y'all are more shape designers. So I don't know what y'all think about it.
For this one, are you okay? So
yeah, the pink one.
Yeah. So that one, it's just for me, I don't know if the depth really sits all that well with me personally, especially what's going on the right. I don't really get it. I think he could have done without that shape that he kind of used 3 times, the circle.
Yeah.
He could have done without that, and he could have just left it as the butterfly.
Yeah, I think they're bird. I think they're bird. They're purple like shaped birds.
Yeah, I think he could have left with just that instead of the circle. That would have done a lot better. My other thing is, I kind of wish the render. Yeah, I see that too. It's that one.
That actually could have been now that I think about it, that could have been a cloud.
Yeah, I think the text actually should have been placed behind the render, and the render could have been placed in the foreground.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too.
If you see the 3D text has a 2D layer behind it, and that's above the character instead of over it. Yeah, so that kind of bothers me a little bit. And I also feel like you have that tree. Why don't you, I don't know, use that to your advantage and maybe have another one somewhere else?
I don't know. I feel like he could have used the color of the tree though.
What I told him he could have implemented, like, this is just me looking at it from like a 3D kind of perspective. I wanted it probably would have been hard, but I wanted him to add like a city and like almost like a landscape, like with the waterfall. Like someone would have been cool, like Like the atmosphere would have been sick.
I mean, there is also that noise texture on top of it. I
Oh,
can see
okay.
it.
He added posterize. He added. I saw him add it.
Yeah,
So
all posterize. There we go. Yeah.
yeah,
So, like,
I've
that
never been a
alone-
huge. I was gonna tell him I've never been a huge fan of posterize, but he ended up adding it. So I mean, I don't want to. I'm not gonna be too much of
I
a
can't
help.
lie. As a man who uses posterize on a daily, do not use it on an anime header, please. Unless you're trying to do something.
Yeah, you can't if it's. So it looks better when it comes to like blacks. Posterize looks good on like blacks and all that. So the one other thing that I don't know why he didn't go in and actually fix it. I even looked at his newer one. So he changed the tones a little differently, but I mean it's still the same design. And he didn't go in and fix it like I told him to. So if y'all look at her leg, y'all see that little line?
Yeah.
So I actually went in on my own time whenever I just wanted to put it on my Twitter, and I used the rotoscope tool. I think that's what it's called, the clone stamp tool. And then I cleaned it up a bit to make it look like it wasn't there, just because I wanted it on my Twitter for a bit. But yeah, other than that, I think it came out clean. I mean, y'all know he's a good designer. So I don't know. I think he probably could have sat on it a bit more. That's like my only thing. And that's basically why we came up to the conclusion for this one. And for the other one, this guy actually I don't think he said illustrator. He drew it in something. And I draw not a lot. I know Nightwish Sil, you said you drew back in the day, so I know, but I do understand that drawing takes a lot of time to learn. You have to like know depth, everything, how lighting's gonna hit something. Just the same thing as designing, but in drawing form. And I think he did really well. But to me, the reason why we didn't think this was top spot over the other one was because it's not as exciting to look at, if you get what I mean. It just feels like
it's kind of just there.
Yeah, and I think he didn't really need my other logo on the other side. He probably could have.
I think it would have been nicer if he added more characteristics to it though. So for
Yeah,
example, like,
you can see he actually
like,
tried that. He tried
maybe
that.
adding like camels and like characters.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. That would have been sick, dude. Damn. Now that you point that out, it's some camels, some life. Oh, dude, imagine he would have put some people walking up to the logo, dude.
That's what I mean. But of course, like, I don't know that he is drawing it and it's tough. So there's only so much you can go for.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, he's still a graphics designer. He could have just added in some stocks, you know?
And that just kind of like just ruins the.
Dang, dude. Like, now that I didn't even think about it I didn't even think about it like that. That would have actually been sick.
Like, if he wanted to go more into detail, maybe like maybe some form of like I don't know, like some form of like, I guess, like depth.
I can tell you what would have looked nice. So imagine someone, so you know how back in the day they used to like drag stuff with like ropes. So I think he could have put like a character on the going up the thing, and then like the footprints leading back up to the mountain, or like I guess the desert sand.
Pyramid.
Yeah. No, so because the character's already at the pyramid. Yeah, the little desert. And he could have had like the footprints leading up to it, like of him dragging something, and then maybe something off far in the back of like more people or something going off to the other way. That would have definitely pushed it out some more as well. That would have been sick, dude. Now that you say that, that would have definitely been top spot. But this one, like for the Kaneki one or the Tokyo Ghoul one, y'all can see why we went with that over everything else, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So this one was also unique as well. Like, it's not unique in a way if it hasn't been done before, but Kyra was telling me it's actually kind of hard to find renders on this one because not a lot of people liked season 2, I guess. But nah, I think I like this watercolor look a lot though. It came out nice. I don't know. What would y'all have changed if maybe, I don't think y'all have ever done this type of style. I don't know if y'all have.
If I had to take the like face value, I definitely would have gotten like a lot more inspiration from like designers like Serif, because like this style is kind of towards what they typically do. So I probably would have like looked around for info for that.
It reminds me a bit of Atif back in the day.
Yeah. And also, I would not have like had this header so damn bright. Like there's so many whites. Like if you were to put this
Right?
into like grayscale.
Oh, my screen is on that, right?
Yeah,
It's like
that's it.
I just mean like in like general because like there's so much white. It's
Yeah,
not really
no, yeah,
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. But a
like
lot of
it's not
times,
balanced.
yeah, I see what you're saying. But I was gonna say a lot of times, like that watercolor look does have a lot of white to it, though.
Yeah,
Not
but
too
like
often,
people
but
who
I
know
don't.
how to do it though.
I guess some
Yeah.
blacks would have been good, have been nice. I don't know where he would have added it though. Oh, Cairo even mentioned too the text on the left side. He felt like it wasn't needed, like those little Japanese letters.
Yeah, it's not like you can tell that they just put that there just to put it there. There wasn't really
Yeah,
too much
literally.
thought behind that
Like
placement.
if he really wanted to, like the stuff on the top right, he could have like kind of implemented that kind of form towards more on the left as well. It's
Like
like
he could have
it's like it's just two different banners, bro. When you look at it.
put that Japanese text like behind the text that's there, and then did something with it or something and have some type of like layering.
Mm-hmm.
And then try to figure out like what he can do to kind of fill up the space.
And then like
And he doesn't even have to like throw in blacks either. All
Yeah.
he could just do is just like have midtones and stuff in there too,
Yeah.
so it doesn't look nearly as like bright.
And then like
Okay.
the TG and the RE on top, it's like instead of having it both on the same layer, if you really want to use both, what you could do is like, for example, like you could put the RE on the bottom and then the TG on the top, on like different forms, or you can flip it around, so it kind of gives it like that kind of flow within the banner
Yeah.
form.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could have probably maybe added like, cause I mean it's a Japanese anime, so I think he could have probably added in some Japanese elements more as well, besides just text and flowers maybe. Like he could have implemented like something from like an actual scene. So on the top right, you see how he kind of has that overhang. I think he could have done more like, I don't know what you'd call them, just some Japanese elements. You know, like the, what is that? The like the lantern lights or something. I don't think he would. I don't know how it would have looked, but more maybe even more elements with the anime would have looked nice.
Right.
I just
But
feel
he
like
could have done a lot more texturing too. I feel like texturing would have also made this a little bit easier to work with. Because it would have made more sense with the style that's being used.
Yeah.
Silver about the glaze.
No, this isn't my favorite style in the world.
Yeah, it's not a huge favorite of mine either, but I think it deserved to be there for sure though.
Like it with this style, I think the one thing that's like the best you can do is add depth, and I only really see it on like the left side, like where the flower is and where the Japanese text is. That's the only sort of depth I really see. So it's like, and then I guess I don't know. I also I don't think the hierarchy of the renders don't really work for me either. I don't really get it. Like I would have put like, I probably would have put like that left render on the right side and the right render on the left side maybe, but made it a little smaller. Like I don't think what he has is positioned properly. And then he has like that random light on the right character that kind of throws me off because it's like,
I'm wondering if
super
that was
bright
already there.
If it is, then I wouldn't have used that render, or I would have tried to find a way to counter it, because it's kind of like, it's pretty out there considering like there's no real lighting on the header itself, and like that's the only light point kind of.
Yeah, and it kind of gets rid of the, dang dude, that makes me
random.
You know what, that makes me wonder if we should actually, I get that, but now that you pointed out that light, that kind of flips my perspective on that desert one a bit. Because I feel like, because the reason I say that is because I feel like that kind of gets rid of the focal point of it. And this, you can tell the other person has more of
like
an
at least it has a
understanding.
focal point. I think it's just he could have added more. Like I would have scored the top one at like a 2 or a 3, and I would have scored the bottom one at like probably a 6. Just because
so
I know that
what would
he
you score
drew
this
it,
one then?
and I saw the
If you had it, so this one you think
I
under?
saw the process. Yeah, I think the bottom one is better.
There's definitely a lot more thought into it.
I see his process.
Yeah. I got you.
It's just more of.
It's not visually there, but if he added more detail. See, now that I think about it, whenever we talk about it more, like I know we talked about this one a bit, but now that I think about it, I think we talked about so many wrongs with this one compared to the other one. Yeah, so we're gonna
the other one's just like he drew it and it's simple, and then the
yeah,
top
and
one is just
drawing isn't like drawing isn't the easiest thing ever. Even if he just
definitely
did
not.
Yeah, so you know what? We're gonna end up replacing that one, and we're gonna move that one to. Let me end up putting that one in. All right, so we're gonna end up changing our scale. We're gonna move that one to the top. So, all right, go ahead and put your new scores in.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a solid 6. Definitely could be improved.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Could be implemented. And honestly, if I'm gonna be so real, I did not know what was going on with that pyramid until like 2 seconds ago.
I don't know. It feels like there's something missing.
Well, there is, like with the stuff we described, you know.
It's like,
it
that
feels like there's
finish,
something
that
missing.
finish, like that finish. It needs that finesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people can't even. So this is my whole thing with this, and why I thought about it and moved that one to the top, is because the other person looks like he's a decent, you know, good designer, but doesn't understand how to place things, and that's just with using shapes and watercolors, you know, like all those texts and stuff, textures. But this dude actually drew it, and he got the point across from drawing. So that means
he understands it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm gonna move that to the top. And I wish I don't know. This was one of my favorites too, because I know how hard it is to draw too. So I should have just put this one to the top to begin with. I should have put more. That's like my bad. So for that one too, I'm apologize for that. So
That's fine.
yeah, no, not for y'all, but for him, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't want him to. Now I think about it, kind of like degraded his work more. But
Right.
yeah, dude. That's actually not even a lot of people can fill in a design just from using shapes, and he drew it, so yeah, it came out good. So +5, so it came out to a 24. So I got sales right here. All right, so for the next editor I'm bringing in, we got Psycho.
Okay.
All right.
Pretty generic name.
So what do y'all think about this one compared to the other ones?
Let's see. Biggest gripe, top left. I feel like that shit shouldn't be there.
All right, no. Let me say something. All right, just letting everybody know that Sylva's not here, and I forgot to do this header. So I have Syl's score already. So this is just gonna be us three for this one, for this next part. All right. So what do y'all think about this header?
I mean, it's all right, but like I just don't like the top left. To be fair, and I feel like there's more to it. I feel like you could have done more to it.
Top left and the bottom left and right corners, I feel like those realistically shouldn't even be there. Or if they were gonna, you know what I'm saying, do something like that, I feel like the opacity should have been lowered.
I think
3D text, I feel like the depth on the text should not be that far back. If it was a little bit closer, I feel like it would. Like the value was a little bit lower, it would be better.
Text itself isn't like really that great, and then also again, like you have the arrows on the left, like it doesn't. You place 2 arrows on the left, and you place there's 3 white bars, one to cover with a shadow to like kind of make it like seem different, kind of like make it kind of blend. It really doesn't go. It looks like it's just forcing it.
Yes. You know? So I wanted to kind of like slow down a little bit so we didn't almost seem like we're rushing it. I get what y'all are saying though, but I think one of my biggest gripes is from far away, the reds and the text are kind of hard to see. So like if you look at it, like the Z in the middle is kind of more easier to see than the rest of the text because he doesn't have that stroke on it. And I get what he was doing. I think by doing that, he thought maybe it'll give the text more depth, if you know what I mean. But it almost makes the rest of the letters hard to see. Like, I don't know if y'all, on the PC, it's a little bit easier to see, but if I went on the phone and I was looking, I couldn't even like differentiate the rest of the text too much. So you're on the phone, are you on like iPad? What are you on?
My PC.
No, I said still.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm on my laptop, ready.
Yeah,
Why,
so
what's up?
do you see like sometimes like how it's kind of, if you look far away, it's kind of like hard to differentiate the text?
Oh yeah, I was just about to get to that. Thank you. Thank you for going ahead and bringing this up. First things first, with this damn text outside of the fucking def being way too far back. Yeah, that hoe was very hard to read from
All
afar.
right, you
I
don't have
think
to. You
even
don't
up
have to say.
close
You
is
don't have
kind
to
of
say
hard.
hodo. But no, it's not, the thing is, it's definitely you could tell he's a good designer, but there's just improvements for sure. But yeah, overall, I still do think it's a clean, not clean. It could be worked on, but I think not a bad designer. I think you could just do some improvements on it.
Wait a minute.
What
Wait a
happened?
minute. So going back to the text again, I do not like what's going on the text, right? So like,
Oh, the
if you
lines.
look at, yeah, like the random line placement, I feel like there wasn't really too much. I wouldn't say too much thought because that would be disrespectful. I just feel like
It could have been different.
they didn't really, I feel like they didn't envision like the end product as much. So like when they did it, it was just like, okay, we did that. Let's move on somewhere else without really correcting anything. But then I think this is where I'm gonna stop my critiques because if I go any more, this video will be a lot more longer than
Yeah,
it needs
yeah,
to be.
yeah. So
So
basically
I'ma stop.
everything we said, just improve. You're not a bad designer. Came out really nice. Just we just think your work, like the way you could have positioned everything, could have been better. Basically. All right, let's go ahead and put our numbers in.
All right, but let's see. I had to give this a general pick. Let me not be evil. I'm gonna give it a solid 3.
Let me clear
Let
this.
me not be evil. We'll give it a solid 3.
Listen, I was gonna put it at 1.
Hey, you just don't like anything, don't you?
No, it's not even that. There's just so many like
Yeah,
glaring
no.
issues to
Yo,
me.
I
Well,
would love
the
this. I would love to see you rate mine.
the thing is, I don't think it's definitely not a 1 though, because then it would make no sense. But it's so many issues to the point where it definitely doesn't make it any higher than what we gave it. All right, so now that we got that in, gonna go ahead and just move on to the next thing. All right, guys, so I'm gonna be having my girlfriend judge y'all's designs 1 through 10, and I'm gonna go ahead and send her the first design from Dyluxe.
Hi everyone, I'm gonna be judging your designs for today. Please don't come at me if you didn't get the $100.
Babe.
Hi everyone.
All right, so the first header, baby, we're gonna be judging is from Dyluxe. So what do you think about the header so far?
Actually, this header kind of reminds me of Rick and Morty, like kind of style. Just my own opinion, of course. And I really like how it puts like different elements on this design. I also like the different pops of color, as well as the contrasting between the shadows and the highlights, as well as the other, yeah.
Sorry. I was laughing at Rick and Morty. It does okay. No, okay. Okay, we can keep going. We can keep going.
I'm just saying, like the style that he put on his design, it's kind of like Rick and Morty vibes. But
Yeah,
I know
no.
this is One Piece design. You
Yeah, no.
dumb bitch. I feel he did amazing on this header. Me personally, I like the pop of colors that he incorporated into his design. It also made me think of Rick and Morty vibes in a good way. I like how he put the
Can I please,
text and the style of.
can I turn my camera off for this one because it's gonna fuck you up. Or can you
I
know what
was
be
constructing my sentences so well,
I
and like you
know,
keep fucking me up. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? So far, if I'm gonna rate this design, because I'm more of like a color hopping kind of girl when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
the things, and I really like it. So I'm gonna give it at least an 8.7.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you, baby. For the next header we have is from Melly. So what do you think about this header? I'm about to send it right now.
Hydro number 8. It's my favorite anime recently. Well, our favorite
Mm-hmm.
anime recently, but in this design, um okay, one sec. I'm just trying to complete my words.
I got you, baby. Go
First
ahead.
thing that I noticed about this design, I like how he incorporated different colors for different characters, and I feel like it gives that unique vibes in each character, like showing their personality on that anime. But also, I like how he overlays different angles when it comes to different characters of this anime, as well as the text. I feel like the color for the text is good because it complements the other colors for the different parts of this design too. Like it puts it up together.
Mm-hmm.
I also like how here the front side. I don't know what you call this one, but are these stones or
On the what?
debris? I don't know.
Oh,
But
like on the bottom, like the
the
rocks.
front of the header, yeah,
Okay, so those are
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
the rock.
so basically he got those assets from like Google using like basically like images and cut out like rocks and like he put them in the foreground basically.
Mhm. And I feel like um it gives off a vibe that some elements are like in front and some elements are like at the back, so it's not like just a flat design, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. So
Of
it's
course you
called
know what I
basically,
mean, you're a
yeah,
designer.
yeah. No, you're okay. It's basically it's called depth basically, like your foreground, middle ground, and background.
Yeah, I really like this design overall.
So what would you end up rating the score if you had to, just from a non-designer perspective, if you had to give it, like what would you rate it?
Mm. Everyone's design is good in their own way though. And like I feel like this design I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give this an 8.5.
Okay. All right, baby. So for the next header we have is from Awwenta. What do you think about this design?
Did he I just want to know if he like um draw
Yeah,
the
you want
background
to see the speed art?
or
Yeah, I'll show you the speed art, so you can see
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
so you can see everything he did. Yeah, so everything he ended up drawing basically.
Hmm.
So he
So
drew
I
like,
wish I have this now, to be fair.
mm-hmm,
I feel like with this design, I'm gonna give key points for drawing the backgrounds and other elements of this design for
mm-hmm,
this header, as not a lot of people can actually do that. And I find it really amazing that someone can actually like, make something from scratch.
mm-hmm.
Um, I just feel like I'm not a designer,
So
but
but I think
I
it,
just think
are you trying to say, are you gonna say like it's not like as exciting to kind of look at? Is that what you're gonna say?
um it's not that exciting. It's just I wish I could see more elements on this header because I feel like it has so much space that they could have
Mm-hmm.
put something more.
Yeah, that's
And
actually what we all ended up saying. Like, so what we ended up saying was that we thought maybe some elements like characters in it would have been nice. Like, imagine like a person walking up to the pyramid and then having footprints
oh
leading
yeah,
up.
that was.
Yeah, it would have added so
Mhm.
much more to the design, and that honestly what we thought would have pushed it more to giving it more points. But other than that, we said visually it's like hard to draw, so we just said that it just needed a little more elements is all. But other than that, like without the
Yeah.
elements, it visually kind of feels like it's not boring. It just feels like a almost just it just needs more, you know.
Yeah. I feel like me personally, if I could draw, I wish I can. I would add up like sand particles because I feel like
Oh
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
to at some parts of this design. I feel like it has to have some sort of a sandish texture, if you know what I mean, which
Hmm.
I know he actually did for this design, but I feel like there's more like grains, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. We know. I got you.
And like um but so far I like how the dramatic look for this header, like there's like a dramatic vibe on this one, and how he placed the shadows.
Hmm.
It looks like the sun is setting in a desert, and I like how he incorporated your logo on this pyramid right
Hmm.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
And overall, if I'm gonna rate this header, I feel like uh for creativity and like for the talent of also making everything from scratch, I'm gonna give him a 7.8.
Yeah, that's actually good. That's a good one. Um, all right, baby. So for the next header we have is from Psycho. Let's go ahead and just drag it in here for you. So what do you think about this header, babe?
So for my first impression for this header, it kind of reminds me. Sorry, I know I always say kind of reminds me of, but it's just I don't know if you've seen the anime called Guilty Crown, but that
Uh,
anime kind of have
it sounds familiar.
like yeah, um it kind of gives that vibe from that anime because it's like particles of like other stuff, and then it's float. What am I saying? Particles of other
No,
stuff.
no, you actually, you're
Sorry.
okay. You're okay.
I like, for me personally, I could see the perspective of like on the far right. I don't know if it's only me that can see this one, but it's kind of like the name, like the Azzy designs over here. It's
Hmm.
like enclosed in a glass. It's giving that glassy look,
Hmm.
like from the highlights that he put in the far upper right of this header.
Yeah.
Um, I also like how he blurred some of the parts of the header, because I feel like it gives it gives off that movement in a header. Like there's a movement
Yeah,
going on in this
like motion
header.
blur.
hmm
Hmm.
hmm And also, I like the different kinds of patterns that he puts here. There's stuff with the waves, and also the this chain like design on the other parts of this header.
Hmm.
I just wish that he could have isolated the text more. Not like isolated, but like highlighted it and put some
Made it
shadows
more.
on it. And
Yeah, are you trying to say make it more like legible from afar, basically?
yeah,
So
like
like,
make it more pop up.
yeah. So what we ended up saying was, so a lot of it we thought that the text maybe would have looked better white because there's so much like blacks going on. It probably would have
Mhm.
looked a lot better white. And one of the things we noticed were, if you actually look at some of the shapes, some of them are actually like a little bit more blurry than others. So
Mhm.
this is also like, I want to like have your unbiased opinion, so I don't want to say like too much, but there is definitely some things that need to be like changed. So like, I'll just give you one thing, but other than that, like you can kind of like look at everything a little more if you want, or you can just give your opinion like as is. But if you look at like some of the glass, so like for instance, like the top left, that glass right there, we thought maybe, what I thought actually was that it might have looked better clear, and then had he add like put like a hue on it, and then like the hue like from the lights coming, it would have pushed more depth into the design. There's a lot of little details and minor details that need to be changed. So Other than that, I don't want to give off too much. I kind of want to like let you go off because it'll be biased. Because there's things that we talked about that he can definitely change. Like there's actually a lot of things that he could change, but I want to go from a more like obviously, of course, a non-designer perspective. So if you had to rate this header, what would you rate this?
I would rate this 7.7.
7.7. That's a good rating.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
So
But like, can
I
we
can
do
say,
like an out?
you want to do an outro?
Like, I just want to say, yeah,
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just want to say
Oh yeah.
something
Oh
about
yeah. Just say
everyone.
yeah. Just okay. Good.
I just want to say that everyone's design is good on their own way, and not that a lot of people can pull off designing and like thinking of themes that they can actually do for their designs, and like not a lot of people's like talented to draw something from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, I want to wish good luck to those who's gonna win for this one. And please, please, please don't go after me if you didn't win. But I hope that they're not gonna take my
Offense to it.
rating
You're okay, baby.
seriously, because I'm not a designer, but I just want to say that everyone's design is amazing. They're all amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna give the floor to you and I'm gonna head out now.
All right, guys. I just want to thank whoever made it this far. As you can see, the winner of the design contest is Dyluxe. So I'll be personally sending you $100 through PayPal or Cash App, whatever one you have. And also, I'll be making a new role and I'll be adding you to that role. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me. Make sure you guys like the video and sub. I put a lot of work into making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, make sure you guys join my Discord in the link below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. You're gonna be okay. Come on, come on. We have 3 more headers.
Okay.
Come on. Okay, once you get, I promise you, once you get in the flow of it, you're gonna be okay. Okay?
Okay. What if I speak broken English?
You're not. You're gonna.
I-E-O. Okay, just don't look at me.
You're in my fucking front of the camera. You're in my front view. What do you want me to do? Just like a general idea.
I feel like it's just too straightforward. Like I have to talk like so steadily. Like you didn't even tell me to say hi or something. Like I went straight to like judging you.
No, like so that's why I tried to tell you. I said introduce yourself earlier, remember?
Yeah, what am I gonna say? Hi everyone.
Yeah, just say hi everyone. And then I'll go after you.
Hi everyone.
All right, one more time.
Okay. I got hair on my mouth.
All right, go ahead.
Maybe I just
Okay, go ahead.